do you have any memorable image scene from the second body, the version in 2015, after you've seen the video?
I think it's actually full of strong images. And I don't know, I particularly like the part with the CD, projected on the floor. I also enjoyed the last part with some kind of particles running on the body, and the play with light at the end. This is also one memorable moment for me. And well, what I liked about the piece is that actually there is no video in the first 20 minutes, and I kind of like this idea.
One of my issues with the piece is that I have experience with other pieces that are very similar or referent to that, including Hiroki Uemeda's work, and also the work of Mark Caniglio and Troika Ranch. And so that's the issue, is to make sure that the technology and the image production that you're working with contributes something new and unique, I think. Anyway, in the Western side of things.
I have to say, generally, I had the impression that the piece was kind of made of several short scenes that were kind of added together, but the transitions between the scenes were a bit abrupt to me.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, small parts put together one after another, and that was one of the issues for me. And then I have to say, I think that the general rhythm might be a bit slow as well. One of the problems for me is more about the aesthetics of the whole piece and the visuals. I think, to me, there are too many visual effects, actually, that make the whole piece less strong than it could be.
I agree with a lot of that. You know, we always develop things, and we also perceive things from fragments, right? And we put them together. Our brains naturally create a narrative around the scintilla that we accumulate, and so that's the principle we use for narrative here. When I say narrative, I'm not talking about beginning, middle, end narrative. I'm talking about a flow of information and something that pulls the audience into a set of ideas or emotions that has consistency, and you know, and flows in a way that people can enter the work. A tendency in this work is to take abstract patterns and project them on the body, and stop there. And I think that as much thought needs to go into what is being projected on the body and what that content is, as it goes into the choreography, the technological work, and everything. And I think that's a stage that you need to focus on more. I think there needs to be, frankly, and this is really weird for me to say as an American theater artist, dramaturgy. That there's somebody there that's watching to make sure that the content is consistent throughout, and that there's depth in the piece, not just a texture projected on your body.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, please.
No, I just want to add, I totally agree with what Kevin just said, and I think one of the main tricks is actually to focus on only the technological aspect, and to make the piece just a technological demonstration, kind of. And this is one of the main tricks in using technologies in artistic projects, I think. And I think now that you have the technology kind of working and ready, it's very important to take a step further and to focus on the content, as Kevin said.
So far, I have no idea how to control the image. Yeah, because for example, because when we design a pattern in a computer, and then we see a lot of pattern we are talking about, but when we use the tool to put on the human body, that the pattern is totally different. It's totally different kind of the quality, or different kind of different kind of thing. The character is totally different. So that's the main point that we are working on in this year.
One of the things that people sort of shy away from in this kind of work oftentimes is using recorded image, right?
Okay.
And manipulating recorded image and putting a post-production process in place so that you do have control over the imagery that you're throughputting, instead of using only generative imagery, right?
Okay.
Generative imagery is uncontrolled imagery by its nature, right? It is what it is only.
Okay.
So we almost always use a mix of generative imagery. Usually we use generative imagery for texture or pattern, and almost always work though out of a recorded or animated, created set of images, right? That are created specifically for the projection scenario, right? And it's more work, and it's a longer and more involved process that's similar to filmmaking in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But you have control on stage. You're able to titrate and control your imagery. Are you having latency issues with the video following your body?
So far, we use full connect, and the delay. You are talking about a delay, right?
Yeah, delay.
Yeah. The delay is a little bit, only probably kind of half second something. But yes, we have a little bit delay issue.
So we're interested in getting rid of that. So we'd be interested in working with you on that issue, right?
Half second.
Yeah. It's a thing where it's been looked at as something that's just sort of inevitable or acceptable, but in reality it's like every other missed cue. It takes you right out of the work, for me anyway. If I see the delay, or the other thing it drives is very slow movement, right? And that's not always appropriate. You want to have the whole range of temporal mixes available to you. There are a lot of artists recently that have been working with mapping and on the body. We've been doing some experiments at Culture Yard at the Click Festival. The way we defeated the delay in Denmark actually was by creating an open framework patch that worked inside the new Isadora Pro.
Okay.
So we used the power of Isadora Pro's new video throughput, AV Foundation, and then we tricked the program into thinking the video was triggering at a different time, right? Okay. So the video thinks it's going later than it is. What I think the opportunity technologically here is for you guys not to reinvent the wheel. For us to look at a tool set that may include some custom programming, but also brings in methods or technologies that we already know work, and then make it actually work.